name is Jack Corcoran and I'm from Padbury in West Australia. So what the plan is, so myself, my girlfriend Nicole and our 1987 Toyota troop carrier that we've decked out is to go around Australia, taking our time, working when we need to, just exploring this great land that we've got just on our doorstep.
Got to feel your soul as I run away. Now you're gone, but you were the best. I tried to lose the pain in my head, but it won't go away.
G'day, my name is Jack Corcoran. I'm from Padbury in West Australia and I drove around Australia.
My name is Nicole. I'm 19 and I'm from Perth. I wanted to drive around Australia because I didn't want to go to uni because it's a lot of money. So Jack and I just decided to go.
I'm called Stickland and I'm from Waterman's Bay, and before I travelled around Australia I did a bunch of really shitty jobs.
It was our first night on the road. We camped by this beautiful river. I tried to catch yabbies. It's just one of many fishing failures that I had. I couldn't catch any yabbies, but it was beautiful. It was our first night out. We didn't even bother cooking. We just ate tuna out of the can. And it was cold, but I loved it. And from that day onwards, I knew that this was definitely the way to go.
If I cave to the stress, trying to assemble this mess, will you think of me less? If I harden my heart before I crack and fall apart, will you think of me less? If I never find the peace
Margaret River, after all that I've done, all that I've seen, still holds its own against the best of Australia. I really think that it's, if not the best place to go in Australia, one of the best. But we didn't spend too long in Margaret River because we spent plenty of time there already, and we wanted to meet my granddad Pa in Denmark to go fishing for salmon.
I found catching salmon very exhilarating and exciting, but it is hard. My arms do start hurting after a while. It helped having Jack's Pa there because he could help me out when I was tired of pulling the salmon in, because I did catch a lot.
Please don't think of me less than when we were fresh-faced teens, barely standing on our own 2 feet. Yeah, we were fresh-faced teens, scraping to make ends meet, but we were fresh-faced teens. If a hug couldn't solve it, then a kiss probably would. We were fresh-faced teens, just doing what we could. And my heart breaks but never mends, will you think of me less? When I'm running from the past and every breath might be my last, will you think of me less?
There's nothing more fun than hanging out with Pa in Denmark, catching salmon. We stayed at the Kilkenny's house and they were just so hospitable. I love the Kilkenny's place and I'm so grateful that we got to stay there. And we nailed some salmon. Nicole pumped us. Pa will remember this quite well. He didn't catch any fish and Nicole was just on salmon after salmon after salmon, but it was great because Pa was mentoring her through it. He was talking her all the way through. It was great. And yeah, she nailed it, loved it. She's never caught fish like that before, and I've caught a lot of fish on my travels and I still reckon salmon probably go pound for pound harder than any other fish I've caught. We went to Esperance and we stayed in Lucky Bay.
Camping at Lucky Bay was really pretty. We climbed Frenchman's Peak and it was so windy, but it was really nice to look out and see the blue ocean and yeah, the really white sand and just the coastline. It's really interesting down there.
And that's when we decided, alright, we've lived in WA our whole lives, it's time to go. Neither of us had been to South Australia before, so we thought this is our time. It's time to go, and then we hit the Nullarbor.
Jack and I had done quite a bit of travelling through WA before, so we decided to just jump on the Nullarbor and get going into South Australia. A new state, a new different landscape, new animals, new people.
The Nullarbor is really remarkable, however it's also extremely bland. My favourite thing about the Nullarbor was definitely the wedge-tailed eagles. Those things huge, that their wingspan would be as wide as the troopy is.
Then when we were fresh-faced teens, barely standing on our own 2 feet, yeah, we were fresh-faced teens, just scraping to make ends meet, but we were fresh-faced teens. If a hug couldn't solve it, then a kiss probably would. We were fresh-faced teens, just doing what we could. That's so loud!
Marion Bay was my favourite place in South Australia. We caught lots of squid. Too many squid actually. We stopped fishing because we were so sick of eating the squid. But yeah, really nice locals there. They were so nice to Jack as well, calling him into waves and telling us all the spots to check out. And we got a couple of nights staying in some accommodation, which was really nice after like a month and a half on the road.
Apart from that, there are emus all throughout the York Peninsula, and I'd never seen emus, I think. I've seen them once maybe before, but emus just everywhere, and I love them. I love seeing the emus, and also lots of kangaroos. South Australia got tiny kangaroos, it's weird, they're almost like wallabies, so small. And apart from that, the coastline was amazing. Oh, one day, there was just dolphins everywhere, and I thought, alright, well, I'm going to swim to these bad boys. And swam out, and they were just as excited to see me as I was to see them. And it was just one of the most amazing things I've ever done. There would have been 20, 30 dolphins just swimming around with me. It was such an incredible thing to do. The sound that they make in the water when they're communicating to each other, it's just on another level. last night was so chilly that the windows froze.
Adelaide's got no surf, very cold, and it's a city. We just can't stay in cities. It's not an easy thing to do. Wherever you sleep, there are going to be cars driving past you all night. So we got what we needed to get done in Adelaide done, and we left as quickly as we can.
Yeah, going into Victoria was really exciting. We were told that the landscape changes really rapidly, which it did. It went from like really low-lying bush and scrub to like nice tall trees and quite like dense forest, which was cool, something that we hadn't seen before. And the Great Ocean Road was one of my favourite places that we went. It was just really just small and like semi-quiet when we were there, which we were lucky to have. The coastline's really nice, and yeah, I like the little small towns and how they've all got their own little character and personality. Yeah, and it was really interesting to see Bells, you know, a famous Australian wave, like actually working and people surfing it. Jack surfing it actually was interesting, really cool to watch.
From there, we met Jess for his birthday. He was in Melbourne for his birthday, and we went to the city and hung out with him We went to the footy, did all the good Melbourne stuff. It was brilliant.
Jack and I's money started running out as we got into Victoria. We didn't leave home with like enormous amounts of money, so we knew we'd have to work at some point. So when we got to Victoria, we tried to get some work in Melbourne, which happened to be door-to-door sales, which was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. I did one day and just could not continue with it because it just felt wrong, but to Jack's credit, he stuck it out for about 4 weeks.
We used the money we earned working in Melbourne to pay for a ski trip in Thredbo, Mount Kosciuszko, Australia's tallest mountain.
Jack and I got to go on a budget ski trip though, because we did work in Melbourne, which was one of the highlights of the trip. We scored really good snow. They called it the Blizzard of Oz, and it was 2 weekends in a row with just snow downpour, so we were super duper lucky to get that. Seeing the coast again in Tathra after being in Melbourne and then in Canberra for a while was so awesome. Jack and I sat up on this little cliff and just looked down at the ocean for ages at Tathra Wharf, and it seemed like we were back home in WA seeing the ocean again, but different coastline and just different environment. But yeah, it was really special to see the water again.
We had some friends that we'd made on the road, Glenn and Christine. We met them in the Nullarbor, and they said, come over, stay at our place. We got a place in Cobargo just up the road. So we had a place to stay. We arrived on the most beautiful day ever. They took us in. They were so friendly. They cooked us dinner. We had pancakes for breakfast. Glenn nailed the pancakes, and I'm sure he does it every time. They were delicious. And yeah, the next day it was also perfect. The surf was great. I met some locals. They were so friendly. And me and Nicole just sort of had a moment where we looked at each other and we thought, well, we're poor as anything. We're going to have to work eventually. This place is just too good to pass up. And Bermagui, the town closest to Cobargo on the coast, became our new home.
And so we decided to work there. And yeah, I got work in the pub and in this little health food shop cafe, and Jack got work on a fishing charter boat and in the country club, which was the rival pub. Mine was better.
We made the best friends ever. I don't even want to try to list them all because I know I'll forget them and they'll get mad at me. I'm definitely going to go back to Bermagui as soon as I can, because those people that we met are just the best people in Australia. I love them all and I can't wait to see them again. We
were lucky enough to see humpback whales. We went on a little whale watching boat. I think it was $70-ish, which was pretty cheap. We were happy to pay that. And yeah, we had these two whales with us the whole time, and they were just cruising like under and around the boat, and yeah, putting on a show for us. And we were so lucky because I've never seen a whale that close. So yeah, it was pretty amazing. They were doing little spy hops and like fin slaps, and yeah, after that we saw whales almost every day just off the coast of Burnie. We
spent 6 months there in total, and I'm really grateful for Glenn and Christine for having us in, and then I'm grateful for Tracy as well, who let us rent a room in her house, and we looked after her dog Kane, and yeah, just a wonderful lady as well. I'm so happy that we met her, and I'm so grateful she let us stay with her.
Flies buzz around a homemade irrigation. The labels on the bottles sag in condensation. Can hear the crunch of tires in the backyard gravel. Sister leans on Grandpa's shovel, and a heat twists the air like crinkled cellophane, and it shimmers too like spilled kerosene round the driveway drain. One more day, brother, one more day. You can still see the cricket on the TV from the back veranda. So the men stand around like headless agapanthus, but you watch the Rosellas people in a perfect sky, and you feel perfect too, but you can't say why. Now Dave wears long sleeves to cover up the track marks on his arms just in case. But he can't hide what's written in the rings and lines in his face. But I had never seen the sun set through the gums like that before. And would it really matter if it was the last thing you ever saw? One more day. One more day. One more hour. As the sun dips behind the Telstra Tower, so think of all the things that you would say. One more day, one more day. Coils burning in the poolside patio. Brother, we got Sky for the wireless radio. There's pictures Dad, Grandpa, and myself. Rows of beads and candles burning on the cluttered shelf. My Grandpa did it in one August night with a sawn-off shotgun. Beneath my breath now. Don't ask me where he fucking got one. Now Dave comes in ragged, he's been out of bed. And he's all wigged out. He's gone off with Mum again. Mum just stands there and takes it like the backyard jacaranda, like Sisyphus, like a sunburned agapanda. One more day, one more hour, one more petal falls from the back veranda flower. Maybe then I'd find the words to say. One more day. I'd probably just piss it all away. One more. I'd lie awake a lifetime in your arms, not fade away. I'd never do no one any harm. One more day. One more day. Just fade away. I'll fade away. One more day. I'll give me one more day. One more. I'll give me one more day.
He may have died.
Old mate Luke from Perth decided that he wanted to jump in board the SS Troopy, and without a doubt he was welcome. So he flew into Canberra just as we'd finished working. We picked him up.
We picked Luke up from Canberra Airport the day after we finished work in Birmingham, after about 5.5 months.
And we went to Birmingham from there, and yeah, it was good. I got to see all the people that I met and see all the sights of Birmingham, I guess.
And then it was time to start travelling again. It had been a long time since we'd been travelling. we were due to get back on the road.
So we started heading up the east coast.
So we went up to Boulley and I.D.E.K.
The best bit of that place though was this bush possum that it was coming bothering us while we were just sitting out at night, and it was such a funny little possum. And then we ended up baiting it and putting bits of bread on Luke's swag when he slept, and yeah, the possum came and they were just running around Luke all night while he was trying to sleep.
I.D.E.K was cool. We stayed in a place called Boulley for what was it, like a week. That was good. Really, we got good surf. It was really hot though, and then the storm front came through. It was really cold and wet after that, which is a bit rough on the swag, but what can you do?
From I.D.E.K we kept going north, and then we visited Jervis Bay, which had also great surf, but it also boasted some of the best snorkelling in Australia. And I would disagree, because West Australia is way better for snorkelling. There's some cool things to see, but maybe we didn't go to the right spots. It was beautiful, but it wasn't the best.
Jervis Bay had been on my bucket list for Australia, so we got to visit there after leaving I.D.E.K in the Mollymook area. It was really beautiful, but unfortunately it was a bit overcast and onshore when we were there.
So we went to Gerringong, which was pretty fun, had a couple of good surfs and whatnot with Nicole.
I did some surfing in Duroa, which was fun because I didn't really get to surf very much. I'm still learning. The water was pretty rank, but yeah, it was fun, just little tiny waves, and there was lots of people learning to surf there. It was a pretty famous learn to surf beach. I loved Duroa and Gerringong. They were really cute little towns and super green. Like, there's just a lot of green grass, and it's like countryside literally just drops off to the ocean, which was something I had never seen before. So that was an interesting landscape.
In Sydney, we were lucky enough to find a house stay there for about a week, which was really good because it would have been hard to camp around Sydney because of how popular it is.
We were really lucky to see Boulley and Sticky Fingers on our trip. They coincided with when we were going to Sydney, so we booked a house stay and looked after these two little dogs, and yeah, got to sleep in a nice comfy house and cook some good food and go and see Sticky Fingers, who I'd never seen live, and Boulley was someone who I'd always wanted to see live, so that was great. And I got to go on Jack's shoulders and look above the crowd, which had never happened before.
Now we're a few years older, I feel it too. You can't erase the past, 'cause it's like a bad tattoo. Watch out, you'll get stuck here, caught up in a cycle of fear. I wish
From Sydney, things really began to heat up and it got a lot more exciting in my opinion.
We spent Luke's birthday in Terrigal and the Avoca area, which was really nice.
And then we moved on to Seal Rocks, which is probably one of the best camps we had. We had a spot right there on the beach, so it was perfect. Got to wake up every morning and look at the ocean and see the fish and catch a few fish as well, which is really good.
That's where it started to transition into a subtropical sort of region, where there was first sort of rainforest. It was getting a bit more humid. The weather was really nice. We hung out there was a beautiful camp spot right on the beach, right near this island where you could jump off, rock jump. Surf there, it was amazing. We had some of the best surfs on our trip at Boomerang Beach and surrounding areas.
We did pop 2 tyres though in space of like 2 days maybe, which wasn't the best. Wasn't good for the make count, but it's alright. I guess it's what happens on the road.
Port Macquarie was really nice. We got good weather, and we got some nice places to four-wheel drive on the sand and beach, which we hadn't had for a while.
Do you want to explain what we're doing, where we are?
Max chilling.
Yeah, what's the plan?
Drive on the beach. Camp. Have a beer.
Sounds pretty good.
Hop in, mate. Woo!
Stayed in Nambucca Heads for maybe a week or so because Jack had to get his board repaired after he creased it. So yeah, it was good. We had a really good camp spot around there, which is perfect because there's meant to be a bit of weather coming as well. So it was good to keep me out of the wet. And then a few of the days around there we didn't have much surf, so we decided to go inland to Boulley and see the waterfalls and whatnot around there. It was a really cool place. It was good to see the waterfalls and yeah, just see life around Boulley.
What do you reckon about it?
That's a pretty good one.
put it? What is it doing? Oh, it's definitely a tortoise, man.
It's a dinosaur, dude. That's what dinosaurs' heads look like. Look,
Look how long it is.
Ow! Ah, it's so sharp. Its claws are so sharp.
Okay, put him back.
Alright, we got old mate Turtle. He's raring to go. Bye, buddy.
Did he go? Where is he?
Where did he go?
Where is he? Oh, wow. We went to Coffs Harbour and there was the big banana, which was not even that large of all the big things that we'd seen on the trip. But got a sick photo in front of that. And yeah, Yan was just a really small, kind of nice little town, beautiful little ocean pool, and yeah, we loved it there. It wasn't very busy, there was surf, the ocean was beautiful and clean, and yeah.
We're able to do a bit more forward driving from Evans Head to Ballina, which is pretty cool. Good beaches and didn't get bogged again, which helps.
There are maggots on the floor, God knows how long they've been there for, and I am scared to walk inside. I'm scared they'll eat me all alive, and Johnny's playing his guitar, and his song made me wanna cry, and you just storm right out the door, and only God knows why, knows why, knows why, only God knows why, knows why, knows why. Days upon weeks upon months, I left my cheeks stuck to my tongue, and it was easy to cry, but only God knows why. So I just slept on your floor like all the maggots at the door, and it was easy to cry, but only God knows why. And my house is close to the park, and everybody studies the arts, and I walk past that tree.
Then we were off to in Byron, which is pretty crowded. Not really the biggest fan of it. The surf's alright, it's really small, but yeah, it's a nice spot, I guess, to go out and have a beer at the pub and whatnot, and to meet the locals and stuff was pretty cool. So in Byron, it was pretty hard to camp like in the main of Byron, so we decided to go inland a bit, and we ended up speaking to a local guy. He hooked us up with this really good camp spot. It was right up on the hills, like overlooking all Byron, and you could see the lighthouse and everything. Just it was perfect up there. There was no one around for miles.
Days upon weeks upon months, I left my cheeks stuck to my tongue, and it was easy to cry, but only God knows why. So I just slept on your floor like all the maggots at the door, and it was easy to cry, but only God knows why. Laugh and cry, oh, 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 only God knows why. Laugh and cry, only God knows why. Laugh and cry, only God knows why.
And we hiked Mount Warning as well. That's a really amazing hike. It's incredibly difficult, especially towards the end where it's just pretty much a vertical rock face. You need a chain to pull yourself up with, and yeah, because it's so close to the ocean and so high up, it gets to see the sun before anybody else does in Australia. So that's, you know, something that's really amazing that you can take out of the trip, really.
By my side, and there's no maggots inside, and I can walk through the park, and there's no need to hide.
How you know that you're far enough north? Bit of cane toad action. If you lick 'em, you get real stoned.
On the Gold Coast we got to stay with some of Luke's family friends, which was like a week of luxury, just in this really beautiful house, and it backed onto some bushland. So Kookaburra was like in the morning and in the afternoon, which was really lovely.
Yeah, Snap Rocks was sick. Even though there's so many people around there, it was still easy to get waves, and yeah, had so many good surfers out there. It was probably one of the best waves we got around the whole of Australia, really.
My mates tell me to keep my chin up. They tell me I'll be fine, but when you're living below the poverty line, 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 living below the poverty line. I try to cash my checks on time. It's a goddamn struggle when you're living below the poverty line, living below the poverty line.
So then we were off to Sunshine Coast, which was good. I really liked Sunshine Coast.
We stayed with Arnhem, Cody and Tasman in their place. They were nice enough to look after us and give us a room to stay in. We did heaps of fun things, explored the place. Didn't get any waves though, because the thing is, there aren't waves in the Sunshine Coast.
Goddamn struggle when you live below the poverty line, live below the poverty line. Don't wanna work a 9 to 5. My mates tell me to keep my chin up. They tell me I'll be fine, but when you live below the poverty line, 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 live below the poverty line. It gets so repetitive all the goddamn time when you live below the poverty line, live below the poverty line. Don't wanna work a 9 to 5. Don't wanna lead a normal life.
Yeah! Stay the shore, man. That's a big one.
Fucking oath.
Actually caught it.
That's sick. No! 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 No!
I didn't really like the Sunshine Coast, but I'm not sure if that's just because of our work that we did there. We worked on the strawberry fields, which was pretty horrendous. I wouldn't recommend it to anyone else.
That's literally the worst job you can do. You know, it's just the whole system's rigged so that you know, tourists and backpackers just get screwed over by the government. It makes me sick. That entire industry is horrible. The people you work with, I feel so bad for them, and some of them are doing it still. It's illegal what they make you do, and yet there's no way of stopping it. WorkSafe doesn't care. You can call the government, doesn't matter. There is nothing you can do. We ended up getting fired, probably because we were catching on to that, but who knows? It's terrible. It's a terrible job, and you know, I just want to say for the record on camera that it is a terrible and corrupt industry, and the Australian government and everybody associated with that industry should feel terribly ashamed.
So the reason we worked in the strawberry fields was so we could save up enough money to fly to Melbourne to surprise Conrad, Jess, Mikey and Damo when they were on their Melbourne trip. So that was, yeah, it was good. The surprise went really well, and yeah, they were all very shocked to see us.
Did you get a surprise? Yes. Wow.
Peter Boulley, Pocket Pocket Pizzeria and Eatery.
Fraser Island was probably one of the better places we went around Australia, despite the fact that we couldn't surf. It was still, yeah, it was bloody amazing. Just the beaches and the whole coastline really was just crazy. The four driving as well was pretty fun. Had to four drive through the middle of the island every day to get around, and yeah, it was cool.
Relative chance of getting eaten by a crocodile tonight?
Slower to about a 2.
That's sweet. What about dingo problem?
It's gone up a lot.
Yeah?
To about an 8.
Oh,
we're in trouble.
No. Oh no.
Chances of being chomped.
Oh, it's just happening.
High. Very high.
Please finish eating it. Still eating it.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh.
I just lost the entire package. What the fuck? Ow! What? Alright, Stick, we're paddling it out one last time. We're paddling it out.
Couple lines in the water. Beautiful sunset. It'd be better if the water wasn't toxic, full of crocodiles, sharks, box jellyfish and dingoes. Would be nice if we caught a fish by now. Has been 4 hours. I'll tell you what, doesn't get better than this.
Do you know what?
What?
There's dingoes in the water.
There is?
Don't listen to them. I know a way to get out of this place. Please run away. Don't listen to them. I know a way to get out of this place.
So from Fraser, we went up the coastline to pretty much Townsville within the next maybe 4 or 5 days.
We blasted through it pretty quickly. You know, we went to Agnes Waters, apparently surf destination. No way, they're crocodiles, man. I don't want to surf there. The water is brown. It's just not for me.
We decided to cruise through northern Queensland pretty quickly. We all love swimming and the ocean and just, you know, being by the water, and that's not really something that you can do in far north Queensland.
Yeah, I don't regret that at all. I'm sure we missed some good things, but a lot of the stuff you can see there, you can see at 110 k's an hour on the freeway, I reckon, because we just needed to get back to surf.
Getting better today. Got a headache in disguise again. Struggling today. Now it's raining. Planning my skate. Thinking about packing my suitcase. But so changed. Fuck that, I'm taking a plane. Oh, taking a plane. It's time for a surprise. When I looked into her eyes, frozen still, transfixed, mesmerized, those smooth thighs struck me from this busy.
We cut across Australia from Townsville, so we left the coast at Townsville and headed inland, passing through Mount Isa after a couple of days of driving.
First time in a year and about 3 months, I'd say, we started heading west.
Hours upon hours in the car. It was pretty terrible, but I guess it's what you got to do. We just wanted to get back to the coastline because you can't really do much when there's no surf and you can't swim anywhere because of Crocs.
Hour 1 into Central Australia, HMSAS, troopy, into the red yonder. How are you feeling? It's 30 degrees right now.
Get me home. I miss WA.
You done? The first hour though.
Wish I could fly.
There's going to be a few more of these. We're 3 hours into the red yonder. How you going?
Oh, I'm going good, mate. Watching the footy, couldn't ask much more.
So Jack, how's driving been? We've done a lot of it the last few days.
Yeah, we're 4 hours into our journey. Pretty smooth sailing, despite the fact all my fishing gear has flown off the roof, scattered over the Flinders Highway. No remnants, can't find anything.
You're kidding.
Done. And the worst part is, second time it's happened this trip.
Oh,
so,
no.
Rough days, probably won't be catching any barra.
Alrighty, and so how are you feeling about that?
Literally depressed.
Okay, and what's in store for tomorrow? Oh, pause. Resume.
Pause.
How stoked are you, Jack?
I am so stoked. Masterpastosaurus, that is.
There's no two ways about it.
How are you finding it, hour 14, Red Yonder?
Good, very red. And also very
14.
hot.
You mean 14 hours?
I mean 14 hours.
Nicole doesn't crack under pressure, does she?
We actually got a beer, so Mount Isa was a little bit better. I'd say from a level 3 it went to a level 4.
And I've just lost my sanity essentially.
So you got that headdress on?
Yeah, I stopped hair going in my eyes when we're driving.
Oh.
Wind blows hair into my eyes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
'Cause you're mine.
Alright. Darwin's 1,000 kilometres that way. Mount Isa, 1,000 kilometres that way. Alice Springs is something like 600 kilometres that way. Don't know where anything else is. This is going to be Australia's most remote, flies everywhere, remote tattoo. Let's take it away. Ow. Wow, yeah! It's warm. What are you getting as a tattoo, Luke, and why?
Box jellyfish, because we're in Queensland. Not anymore, that we were. Queensland was shit.
One last question, mate. Are the flies bothering you?
Oh, just a bit. Definitely doesn't hurt. Nah, not at all.
Remoteness.
Hour 22. How are you feeling, Nicole?
Hungry?
Hungry.
Yeah, I'm hungry too.
Ran out of food.
We've run out of food. We're 26 hours in. How warm is it?
Hot.
Very hot. You still...
This is the best way to be. Like this.
How you feeling, Luke?
Good. Very good.
How's the weather?
Hot.
$30 hours into the trip across Red Yonder. How are you feeling?
Good. Bit thirsty, but good.
Yeah,
still
there's
going
no
strong.
water in any of these towns.
No, we're struggling on the waterfront, but hey.
For 250 k's to WA border, might be water in WA.
Who needs water when you can drink emus?
Yeah, exactly. Bottle shop coming up. Woo! How stoked are you guys?
Very stoked. My mood went from here to here. straight away.
36 hours since we left Townsville, and we're back in WA.
Yeah, boy.
So yeah, then we made it to Gibb River Road, that was cool. We meant to four-wheel drive all the way along there. We thought it would be a lot more more four-wheel driving. It's more just corrugated road and a few river crossings, but it's definitely cool to see. I don't know if I'd do it again because the corrugation was just ridiculous, like 600 k's worth of just going 45 k's an hour on bumpy as hell roads. But hey, no, it was a good experience.
The Gibb River Road was tough driving. it was really bumpy and quite uncomfortable, especially in the troopy. One of my favourite places we visited was El Cuestro, especially the El Cuestro Gorge hike. That was incredible.
Another place we stopped there was a really cool waterfall. There was a rope swing, so we had heaps of fun there.
So tropical, and it was so cool to see that in WA because I'd never seen that side of WA.
Getting to Broome was probably one of the highlights. Just seeing that blue coastline again, it was so good to see again. And waves as well. We got to see a few waves and surf a few waves. Sorry, in Broome, which is pretty cool.
Oh man, and it was offshore. The water was blue and turquoise and 1,000 different shades of blue, and that was just one of the best moments. We hung out there just all day, just stoked to be back at the ocean, stoked to be back in WA, stoked to be drinking EU exports on the beach. You know, it doesn't get much better than that.
And yeah, sun was out, sun was shining. We had some sunset emus at the beach.
We had to go see more chasms, didn't we?
Carrangini was so nice. It was definitely good to see.
Like scaling the rocks and spider walking was pretty hard. I gave in and just decided to swim, although it was freezing. But I'm glad I did because yeah, I was just all shaky and felt like I was going to slip off the rocks. But yeah, Carrangini was another thing that was on my like Australia bucket list, so I'm glad we got to go there.
We were close to where the surf began again, and we just zipped into Exmouth, and we got there really quickly after that, and thank the Lord we got to Exmouth because that place is amazing. The land there is barren. There aren't many trees. It's very West Australian, just small shrub dominated the landscape really. But the ocean is the complete opposite. Beautiful reefs, turtles, thousands and thousands of different types of fish. It's amazing. I can't believe how big the contrast is between the land there and the water.
Exmouth felt, although there was people around, it just felt really quite remote. I think it's because the town was small and like where you go and where you hang out in the day is so far away from the actual township. So yeah, I felt like we were in a little bit of like coastal wilderness up in Exmouth, which was really cool.
We stayed in Exmouth for a week or two, and yeah, I had a great time up there. I had been to Exmouth when I was young, but never properly. Got to have a good surf there and saw some turtles and whatnot.
drive my friends around in a golden bus. I'll buy my mum a fancy dinner, buy my dad a new TV, take my buddies to the pub, all the drinks will be on me, and I won't be late on bills, and I won't be late on rent. I'll take my girlfriend camping in my $1,000 tent, ooh yeah. I'll buy some fresh new clothes, ones without any holes. Not only will I own a fridge, but there'll be food in it. I'll buy a nice house on a big block of land that backs onto the ocean, and I won't give a damn if you want to come and stay. I'll be glad to put you up. There'll be room to lay your head and lots of juice to fill your cup. Oh yeah. I'll buy 10 big issues from my local vendor, donating to.
And we started heading south towards Perth, and our first stop was supposed to be Nalu. The track was closed, so we couldn't go in. But that was alright, because this big swell may well have killed us in Nalu. But that's alright, we nailed it and got there to Kalbarri and got some amazing waves in Kalbarri as well.
The waves were huge when we were in Kalbarri, which Jack loved. I felt scared when I was watching them. But yeah, to see that wave breaking so big was really epic actually, because I'd been before and it was just tiny. Like there wasn't even a wave there, so it was pretty magical to see all the Kalbarri locals just surfing Jake's Point. Yeah, I was a bit worried for Jack, but he did very well.
It turned out to be really good because there was a big swell coming and we got to surf some pretty gnarly waves, which is definitely interesting, especially on the board that I had, but no, it was good.
We stopped at Sandy Cape, a really beautiful spot me and Nicole know quite well. Just, you know, it's a great beach camping spot, and it's a beautiful place to spend our last night.
From then we went to Ledge Point to meet up with pretty much everyone, or majority of our friends that could come up to see us, to welcome us home, which is, yeah, it was definitely a fun couple of nights.
It felt really sad to be coming home, I think. It was like such a big adventure and we'd been away for so long. I thought things would be different, but everything was exactly the same. Like the road coming down from Ledge was just exactly the same, and it just felt as if we left yesterday, which, I don't know, was kind of happy, kind of sad. It was an emotion I've never felt before. I felt really proud that we've been around Australia.
So damn wealthy, I'll have a doctor living downstairs, making sure I'm healthy. One day I'm gonna be stinking rich. I'll have a fucking robot just to scratch my fucking ears, yeah. I'm gonna have so much money. Looking back on these old days, it's gonna seem pretty funny. Start the world's best pie shop. All of my ice creams will have a cherry on top. And speaking of cherries, I'll buy a whole farm. I'll pay my workers well, just enough to keep them calm. But I promise you, boys,
what's the best practice on the road? Taking a hole.
I'll go to Amsterdam.
That's not good. That's good.
And gamble in Las Vegas and lose all of my money and end up in the street with nothing but a memory of the time I was so damn wealthy. What I would give to be stinking rich. I just itch. I just need a couple of bucks. Can you please help me, sir? Can't you see I'm down on my luck? You see me selling the big issue on the street all afternoon. You see me busking on the corner and drinking sacks of goon. I'll dream of shiny yachts till I remember what I got. Just a pair of shoes with holes in them and a big old soggy box, but that's alright. I just remember what I got. 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 I just remember what I got.
So over card games. I hate them.
Take me far away sometimes so I can please decide, lover, who are you? I don't even need no time, I just need you by my side, see what we've been through. Take me far away sometimes so I can please decide, lover, who are you?
Everyone jump off,
We're going all the way tonight, everything will be alright, we'll know what to do. I see you coming and I know that I won't let you go. Times are changing, baby, we can always take things slow. You say you love me, but I need to know, are we for sure? Help me help you, and I know there'll be something more. Take me far away sometimes so I can please decide, lover, who are you? I don't even need no time, I just need you by my side, see what we've been through. I see the doubt in your eyes, take my hand, we can try, go and find the truth. If I'm here singing songs and you're there holding on, what is left to prove? I see you coming and I know that I won't let you go. And times are changing, baby, we can always take things slow.
But the burning question is it the best pie you've ever had?
I think so.
Whoa. Best pie shop in Australia? What do you rate it, Stick?
10.
10. 10's across the board.